गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। मैं डॉक्टर आयुष हूँ और मेरे साथ डॉक्टर निहाल है। आज डॉक्टर माथुर सर की क्लास है लेकिन वो लीव पे है, सो आई विल बी टेकिंग द क्लास। क्लासेस ऑन इंजरीज अराउंड द शोल्डर। हमने पहले ये टॉपिक्स पढ़ी हैं ऑलरेडी। रेलेवेंट एनाटॉमी, क्लैविकल फ्रैक्चर, स्कैपुला फ्रैक्चर, AC joint dislocation or AC joint dislocations of blood vessels. In this class we are gonna know about shoulder joint dislocation, surgical neck humerus fractures, GT fractures and shaft of humerus fractures. All these are quite common in our daily practice. Starting with shoulder dislocation. So we all understand by what is dislocation. The articular surfaces, they are not in contact with each other anymore. The humeral head, it gets out of the glenoid socket. So what are the mechanism of injuries in shoulder dislocation? Which is the most common type of shoulder dislocation? कोई बता सकता है? What types of shoulder dislocations are? Anterior, good. So there are anterior posterior dislocation and inferior dislocation. Most common is anterior, which is around 90 to 95%. In 90 to 95% of cases, we see anterior dislocation. Now, this is the mechanism in this is fall on outstretched hand with shoulder abducted and externally rotated. Now there are many kinds of joints in our body. ठीक है? Synovial joints में ball and socket joint is a very prominent kind of joint. दो ball and socket joint जो बहुत बड़े major joints हैं, hip joint and shoulder joint. Hip joint क्या वो बात लगा गेट आउट। किसके लिए? SDP देना है किसी को? कौन करने वाला डोनेट? हाँ तो कर लो, अगर जाना तो बाहर चले जाओ। तो अटेंडेंस जो बचाओ। तू भी दे रहे क्या? दो चाहिए। अच्छा, क्या क्या है नंबर? 122 or 78? Oh. So there are two major ball and socket joints in our body. एक hip joint और दूसरा shoulder joint. Hip joint is a more stable joint, है ना, and the mobility is not much. ठीक है? The very defining characteristic of ball and socket joint is कि उसमें हम तीनों axis पे movement कर सकते हैं. तो because the acetabulum, it is a very big spherical cup shaped structure, है ना, and the femur head is almost spherical attached to a neck. But because of the large size of acetabulum, the stability is more, है ना, it fixes the femur head in itself. तो stability more है, mobility कम है. On the other hand, in shoulder joint, stability कम है because the glenoid is very small. It's क्या कहते हैं? It's analogous to गॉल्फ बॉल देखा होगा आपने, गॉल्फ बॉल जब हम गॉल्फ खेलते हैं तो उसमें टी होता है जिसके ऊपर गॉल्फ बॉल को रखते हैं, तो इट इज अकिन टू दैट गॉल्फ बॉल ऑन अ टी, तो दैट इज व्हाट इट द एनालॉजी इज। तो शोल्डर जॉइंट में बहुत बड़ा ह्यूमरल हेड होता है और छोटा सा ग्लिनॉइड होता है, तो there are certain structures जो which makes it more stable, जैसे ग्लिनॉइड का जो बोनी ग्लिनॉइड होता है उसके अराउंड एक लैब्रम होता है कार्टिलेजिनस, जिसकी वजह से उसका सरफेस एरिया बढ़ जाता है और स्टेबिलिटी वो भी बढ़ जाती है। प्लस देयर आर अदर स्ट्रक्चर्स, है ना, डायनेमिक इन स्टैटिक स्टेबलाइजर्स जो शोल्डर जॉइंट को अपनी पोजीशन में रखते हैं। तो डायनेमिक वो जो मूव करते हैं, जैसे मसल्स, जो रोटेटर कफ मसल्स हो गई हैं, कौन कौन सी होती है रोटेटर कफ मसल्स? हाँ, सबस्कैपुलर, सुपरस्पाइनेटस, इंफ्रास्पाइनेटस, है ना। और ऑन द अदर हैंड जो स्टैटिक स्टेबलाइजर्स होते हैं जो हिलते नहीं है, स्टैटिक स्टेबलाइजर्स ऑफ द शोल्डर जॉइंट आर, एक तो ग्लिनॉइड का लैब्रम हो गया, ठीक है, जॉइंट का कैप्सूल हो गया जो जॉइंट को कवर करके रखता है, जो लिगामेंट होता है, और उसके अलावा जो लॉन्ग हेड ऑफ बाइसेप्स होता है वो कहाँ से आता है? बाइसेप्स के दो हेड होते हैं, शॉर्ट और लॉन्ग। कोरोकॉइड पे कौन सा अटैच होता है, शॉर्ट या लॉन्ग? लॉन्ग या शॉर्ट? बाइसेपिटल ग्रीननेस में कौन सा जाता है? लॉन्ग हेड जाता है, तो लॉन्ग हेड उसको अपनी पोजीशन में रखता है, ऊपर जाके सुपरग्लिनॉइड के बकल पे अटैच होता है। तो बेसिकली बिकॉज द शोल्डर जॉइंट इज लेस स्टेबल एंड मोर मोबाइल, है ना, द डिग्री ऑफ मोबिलिटी इज मोर एट शोल्डर जॉइंट, है ना, यू कैन डू एबडक्शन टिल 160 डिग्री, फ्लेक्शन भी आप इतना कर सकते हो, एक्सटेंशन भी 90 डिग्रीज तक कर सकते हो, एक्सटर्नल इंटरनल रोटेशन 90 डिग्रीज तक कर सकते हो। तो द रेंज ऑफ मोबिलिटी इज वे टू मच इन शोल्डर जॉइंट। What happens in posterior dislocations? Usually you need a lot more energy in posterior dislocation. So in direct blow to shoulder from anterior side, or in seizures, or in electrocution also you get posterior dislocation. So we find these pathological changes in anterior dislocation, Bankart, Hill-Sachs, and some other rounding off and lesions and associated injuries. So what is Bankart lesion? So when the shoulder is dislocated, it goes anteriorly, right? So the glenoid, bony glenoid and the glenoid labrum, it might have it might strip down with its periosteum. So that is Bankart lesion. इसके अंदर एक arrow बना हुआ है, you can see that वहाँ से वो labrum has been torn off. So that is Bankart lesion. इसका ही एक corresponding lesion होता है humeral head पे, which is known as Hill-Sachs lesion. This is Hill-Sachs lesion. Now when shoulder is dislocated anteriorly, the posterior part of the humeral head, it will क्या कह सकते हैं, impact, it will have an impact on the anterior inferior part of the glenoid. So this depression on the humeral head is known as Hill-Sachs lesion. Now there are certain tests we do in clinical practice to diagnose shoulder dislocation. The very first thing which you will notice is the normal shoulder contour which we see, the rounded off contour. You won't be able to see that in shoulder dislocation. Patient will not move his arm. There won't be much mobility at the shoulder joint. So the first test is the Dugas test. The patient won't be able to touch the other shoulder with the affected arm. Second thing is the glenoid rim separation. We see this on the X-ray that the distance between glenoid and the humeral head is more than 6.6 mm. Then there is Hamilton-Ruller test. What we do in Hamilton-Ruller test is we put a long ruler or scale on the lateral aspect of the arm. If we can touch the tip of acromion to lateral epicondyle of the elbow or of the humerus, then that is a positive test. That means that the shoulder has displaced and is inferior in position in relation to the original position. अगर हम normally ये ruler test करेंगे, it won't touch the tip of acromion. It will just go laterally, and it won't touch any acromion or any other structure. Last is the Leitwald sign. This is seen in posterior dislocation and in X-ray. The humeral head, it moves, it is in external rotated position, so it is seen as a light bulb on an X-ray. I don't have a picture of it, I think. Yeah. So what do we do in shoulder dislocation? There are some reduction maneuvers which we do to reduce shoulder dislocation. The most common is the Kocher's maneuver. What we do in this is we externally rotate the arm. This is internal rotation, this is external rotation. We externally rotate the arm, then we adduct, and then we flex and keep the hand on the other shoulder, and then we fix fix the shoulder, fix the arm in this position with the help of a sling or a shoulder immobilizer, and keep it for like 2 to 3 weeks. Second is the Hippocrates maneuver. In this, you apply gentle traction in the vertical axis, with keeping counter traction in the axilla. I don't have this picture also. You can either give traction in the axilla by a cloth or something, or you can keep your leg like that in the axilla and pull the arm. Third is the Stimson method, which is basically anti-gravity method. You just keep the arm down while the patient is lying down in prone position, and you attach some weight to it, and it comes in position. There are certain surgical treatment done when there is associated Hill-Sachs or Bankart lesion, and there is frequent or recurrent dislocation, right? So one is Putty-Platt operation, in which we double brace the subscapularis, reinforce it to prevent external rotation and adduction. And second is Bankart operation. We do it quite common, where arthroscopically and in many open approach, where glenoid labrum and the capsule is reattached to the front of the glenoid rim. Now, what are the complications of shoulder dislocation? One is axillary nerve injury. Axillary nerve injury supplies deltoid muscle, so the patient can't abduct his arm. And the other thing that can happen is musculocutaneous nerve injury. And in some cases, when there is either a genetic predisposition or the Bankart lesion has occurred, so recurrent dislocation can happen in those patients. Next is fracture surgical neck of humerus. This is a X-ray showing surgical neck fracture. Now, this is mostly seen in elderly women, usually caused by fall on shoulder, and this is mostly impacted, but sometimes it is displayed. Symptoms are minimal. Patient will be in pain, there will be swelling, won't be able to move his arm, the movements will be very painful. Crepitus we can feel. Now, the classification of surgical shoulder neck, surgical neck of humerus fracture is Mears classification, and it has certain types, two types. Like in this case, the fracture has two parts, right? So it is two-type classification, two parts classification. Then if there are three parts of the fracture, it is three-part classification, and if it is separated into four parts, then it is four parts classification. The parts are GT, LT, the head and the shaft. What do we do in treatment of surgical neck humerus fracture? We either treat the patient on-off with a triangular sling if the fracture is not displaced, and if it is not complete. In case of displaced fracture, we can either do K-wire fixation or open reduction, or internal fixation can be done using a plate known as Philos plate, proximal humerus interlocking system. So that can be applied. We have also done in one case under us. There was a patient that came with surgical neck fracture. Patient had a random blood sugar of around 400. We could not operate him completely, like we could not do open reduction. So we just applied a fixator, an external fixator. Coming to GT fractures, this is mostly in adults, caused by fall on the shoulder. It is usually non-displaced and comminuted. Now, mostly we see GT fractures that are non-displaced only, and we treat them mostly non-operatively in a shoulder immobilizer or a pouch arm sling. So yeah, for undisplaced fracture, a pouch arm sling can be given. For displaced fracture, we can either keep the patient in cast, or we can do open reduction and internal fixation with plating. Coming to shaft of humerus fractures, these are also occurs in all age groups, usually caused by high velocity, high energy trauma to arm or fall on outstretched hand. Now we all know that on the posterior aspect of the shaft of humerus there is a radial groove, okay, moving from medial to laterally. The oblique radial groove we have in that is, we have radial nerve in that, so that lies very close to the shaft of humerus. And in shaft of humerus, there is very high chances of radial nerve injury. And what happens as a result of radial nerve injury? What deformity do we find? Wrist drop. So in cases of wrist drop, we can always repair the nerve, or we can wait and give a radial nerve palsy splint to the patient and see whether it is improving or not. So at the time of presentation, we will see pain, swelling, tenderness, crepitus at the side. There might be some deformity. Wrist drop can be seen if the radial nerve is involved. The diagnosis can be confirmed with an X-ray of the arm. Now, treatment of shaft of humerus involves at the time of presentation, when we see the patient in emergency, what we do is, after getting an X-ray and confirming the diagnosis, we apply a U-slab to the patient. A U-slab comes like this. वो यहाँ से आता है and it makes a U-turn and goes through here. So we give a U-slab for temporary reduction, or hanging cast can be given in lower third of humerus fractures. In children, we give chest arm bandages, but the definitive fixation in this case, the definitive treatment in shaft of humerus fractures is open reduction and internal fixation. We open the fracture, reduce it, put a plate and apply screws. In any open fracture or infected fracture, always we never do internal fixation. External fixation is done. What complications we can have of the routine complications, what we see after surgeries, delayed union, non-union, malunion, or radial nerve injury can be seen. Okay, thank you so much.